Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everyone is safe and taking care as we continue to go through these uncertain times. My name is Pranali, and I'm from the Broadcast India show organized by Nürnberg Messe India. And I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of you today. After having a successful Broadcast India show 2020 We Go Digital Edition just last week, we are really looking forward to keeping up the engagement with our attendees till the show next year. That's right, the Broadcast India show platform on Swapcard will continue to be a place for you to connect, to network, to have meetings, and keep up to date with all our partners and exhibitors all year round. We will also be having interesting and insightful sessions, workshops, and masterclasses. So follow us on our social media handles and stay tuned in for all the updates. To kick things off today, welcome to our webinar on Miria M&E from Tape to Cloud Enabler, FPD and beyond, powered by Atempo. Let's get right to it and introduce our speaker for today. I'd like to introduce Mr. Louis Laszlo. He's the Director of Product Management at Atempo SAS. Louis is a passionate professional with extensive management and development background across Atempo, Wuxi, and Orange, and multiple French MNCs. He began his professional career by launching his own startup before venturing into established enterprises, giving him a very diverse perspective. He has also been devoting part of his time to mentoring open classroom students for over 2 years now. Before I hand over my screen, just one note to all our attendees. We do have a question answer session at the end of this. So please feel free to leave us your questions in the live chat tab that you can see on your screens right now. Louis, over to you.
Thank you for the introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. I will share my screen and we can begin.
We are fortunate to live in a world with so many resources, which provide for our daily needs and which allow us to evolve and prosper. But we know today that these resources are fragile and threatened. They are abundant, but not infinite. They are precious, but not indestructible. They are everywhere, but not always within reach. We must learn to preserve our resources, to protect them and use them carefully, to exploit them in a sustainable way. And now we start to understand how important they are today and how essential they will be for future generations. In the workplace too, we rely on essential resources every day. These resources are the data that companies create, host, process, and share daily. They are their most precious assets and the source of all value creation. Without the preservation of our resources, no future is possible. It is to help companies preserve this ecosystem, crucial for their business, that Atempo develops solutions. Atempo, preserve your data ecosystem.
So thank you for joining us. I'm Louis Laszlo. I'm the Director of Product Management in Atempo, and we will spend the next hour together. During this hour, I will introduce you the Miria Solution, and I will do a focus on specific features dedicated for M&E, for media entertainment market. So who are we? We are Atempo. We are a French-based company. We are a software editor. We provide data protection and data management solution, and we are the data protection leader in Europe. We have been created 28 years ago. We have more than 22,000 customers all around the world, and we are more or less 200 employees spread all around the world. We are based in Paris. Our headquarters is in Paris, but we have people on the field in different countries in Europe, but also in the US and in Asia, especially in India. We have different representatives, including our partners in India. We have different awards and certificates. Interesting one, La French Tech 120. It's an award given by French government. It's a specific program to prepare a company to become the next unicorn. So very important for us. And we have different labels provided by different organisms from different countries. We have different technical partnership with hardware manufacturer as DDN, Cumulo, HP, Huawei, or also Dell EMC, and we work with this company to provide bundled solution software, our software, and their hardware in different bundle to provide and to push solution through our different partners. Miria Solution. What is Miria? Miria is a software solution suite dedicated to the data management of large volume of unstructured data, so files, so large volume of files. So with Miria, we can push different solutions. The first one is Miria for backup, to back up large volume of data, of unstructured data. Miria for migration, to help people to migrate from an existing platform, storage platform, to a new one. For example, I decide to change my NAS to another one. I can use Miria for migration to run the migration from a few terabytes to multiple petabytes. But I can use also Miria for archiving. And today we will focus and discuss about Miria for archiving to help you manage a large volume of data and to integrate Miria in your different workloads and different workflow. So Miria set technical layer for all components and all solution, Miria for backup, Miria for migration, Miria for archiving. It's the same technical layer based on a fully scalable solution to be able to provide a very high level of performances to move data and to manage petabytes of data or billions of files in heterogeneous environments because we can manage different kind of storage solution, NAS, disk, distributed file system, but also cloud. We support all major cloud provider, Amazon, Google Cloud, Microsoft Azure, but also all cloud provider object storages providing NAS-free or swift access to the solution. We have also a native integration for all tape storages, so LTO, but also Sony ODA, very interesting solution, especially for media entertainment and for long-term archiving. So we manage LTO and all technology and all generations of LTO solution, but also Sony ODA, object storage, cloud storage, NAS, and distributed file system. So very interesting solution, and very interesting solution for heterogeneous environment. As you all know, I imagine you have different technology of storage in your company, and you have different problematics to manage depending on the technology you use in your company. How we work, it's a software-defined architecture. We have different components in a product, one server to manage everything, data movers to move data from one point to another, and different console and different interface to manage the product and to give access to your user to the product. So in this central console, you have the ability to manage all objects and to monitor the activity of the product, to manage your archive, to define archive policies, retention, classification plans, but also to manage metadata. We have a very interesting system to manage metadata, to enrich your assets with metadata. So we can collect also metadata, and we will see just in a few minutes how we are able to manage metadata and to collect metadata during archiving process. But you have the ability to manage metadata and to create your own custom metadata and to enrich manually through different ingestion system to enrich your data through thanks metadata. You have the ability to manage user, to give role and to manage permission to different users. So to give access, to give right to manage the different assets managed by Miria. The ability to manage your different storages, different technology, TOO, NAS also. We have just seen this before. To manage your data movers, so to enroll new data movers. So data mover is a component which is doing the data movement, so to move data from A to B. So more you need performances, more you have volume to manage, more data mover you have to add and to administrate for to do the job and to reach the performances you need for your business activity. And the last point is activity. You have the ability to manage and to monitor the activity of the solution in a central console, even if you have multiple data movers spread in different sites. Even if you have data movers in cloud, you have the ability to manage everything in an all-in-one solution, in an all central point. You have the ability to manage it in a central solution. In Miria, you have the ability to run and to administrate the solution with automatic tasks. So you have the ability to schedule tasks directly in a product. But you have also the ability to initiate on-demand operation, usually initiate requests through the admin console, but also you have the ability to open a console for final user to let them doing on-demand operation, so archiving, backup, or also retrieval by the self also. And we have also the ability to integrate our solution in an existing workflow. For example, if you have already done scripting, you have already done in-house development for your solution, you have the ability to integrate our solution through CLI, XML discussion, web services, or C++ SDK to integrate Miria solution in your existing workflow and to put it in your existing workflow to be able to continue to maintain an existing development you have already done in-house. So thanks this full solution, automatic tasks scheduled directly in a product, user dedicated UI to open the product and to open data managed by Miria to your final user, or through an existing development through our different API, CLI, and different access protocol we provide. You have the ability to implement Miria in any workflow, and we have the ability to fit Miria to any workflow existing in your company. We will see just after what we have specific for integration for media entertainment. So we have seen different items, and we have seen I have given to you an overview of the product. So Miria is a very interesting solution for large volume of unstructured data, so files. We have the ability to manage and to move data from any kind of technology, of storage technology, cloud, NAS, file, distributed file system, object storages, and we have the ability to manage the solution and to manage metadata in a central place. And we have the ability to manage it automatically with scheduled operation, manually through a specific final user interface to open the product to a large number of customers. And we have the ability to integrate it in existing workload through the different protocol access protocol we provide. Now I will dig into the product and we will go to see what we have specific for media entertainment, what features we have developed and push, especially for media entertainment market. First one, very interesting one. If you are an actual front porch, Div Archive front porch users, you are actually wondering how you can change for another solution. We have developed a specific migration tool to help our new customers or prospects to move from Div Archive front porch to our solution. How it works? we stop the production, we dump the database from Div Archive, and we migrate the database, the Div Archive database, to a solution. Like that, all your archive projects, all your assets will be available directly in Miria. So we help to do an easy migration from front porch to a solution with our tool. So it's a migration project, so we will push professional services to help you to run this migration. But with this mechanism, all your asset archive with front porch will be available directly in Miria, and you will be able to continue directly your activity directly from Miria once the migration are achieved. So very interesting solution to move from Div Archive and from an existing Div Archive in a setup to a new Miria setup in a few days, instead of doing a very painful migration process by doing retrieval and re-archiving with our solution. And imagine if you have thousands of LTO archive already with Div Archive, it will be very time consuming to doing a manual process of migration from Div Archive to another solution. So very interesting point, a very interesting point to help customers to manage a migration from Div Archive to a solution. In Miria, we have a native support of MXF format. So first interesting point, we have the ability to import and collect MXF metadatas during the archiving process and the ability to retrieve it during a retrieval operation. And like that, we are able to support very interesting features, the partial restore and the preview video. During the archiving process, we are doing a low quality rendering and a low quality conversion of your asset. We keep it in the Miria product. Even if the file is archived on an offline tape, you have the ability to preview your assets directly in the Miria interface. So it's very interesting for you and for your customers to be able to being able to preview video without doing any retrieval process directly in our product. And all this feature of preview video, but also partial restore. Partial restore is very interesting to prevent to restore a big asset. You have the ability to extract a few minutes or a few seconds or a few images from a video asset like that. And all these features are available in our UI, in our user interface, but also available through our different API and web services. So if you have done an integration and you are using our web services, you have the ability to run partial restore and preview video also through your different web services. So very, very interesting solution for all MXF users. And it's a very famous format, file format for in entertainment. AXF format, so in case of migration from Diva Front Porch to Miria, it was important to being able to support AXF format. AXF format is a very is a protocol they use by Div Archive user. So we have had a specific reader to being able to retrieve AXF files thanks to Miria. So in Miria, what we have seen just before, we have the ability to support MXF, to collect metadata during archiving, to retrieve it, to do preview video, partial restore. For Div Archive user, we have the ability to retrieve AXF files. No support of partial restore and preview video, because during migration process, we haven't the ability to collect all metadatas to being able to propose partial restore and preview video for AXF asset, but we push the ability to retrieve AXF files thanks to Miria. So with Miria, we propose a very interesting solution for existing Div Archive front porch users because we can migrate it to our solution, and thanks to our solution, they can continue to use their existing asset, and they will be able to retrieve it easily thanks to Miria and to continue their activity without any shutdown for painful migration process from the Div Archive solution to another one. So very, very interesting point for existing Div Archive front porch users. Already integrated with a lot of media asset management solution, Impress, Switch Engine, Dalet, EVS, Avid, and especially for Avid, we have a specific connector to integrate our solution in Media Central or Interplace, previous name. So we have a specific connector for Avid. You have the ability, and you have the ability to push to your users a specific connector for Avid to being able to access to all assets managed by Miria directly in Avid without knowing anything about Miria. So your final users can see all assets managed by Miria without knowing the existence of Miria, because they will find all assets directly in Avid without distinction of asset available on a Nexus, NAS, or whatever. So a very interesting plugin for Avid to being able to retrieve archive directly from Avid and to see, to do a preview, video preview, or to do a partial restore directly through Avid without knowing anything to Miria. And all other NAS, all other MAM are already connected to Miria through the different web service or the C++ SDK I've described just before. And all these web services and C++ SDK are very well documented. So if you are using a media asset manager not existing, not described here, it's very easy to implement and to integrate a new solution to our solution. It's very, very simple to do it. And in less than a few days, with Q&A, with validation, with testing, we are able to integrate a new solution to Miria. So very, very interesting, and we have specific developers and specific technical experts to help media asset manager as editor to connect and to integrate this solution to our Miria data management solution. Another interesting feature is the ability to read a cloud object storage and to use cloud object storage as source. We see the cloud is everywhere now. A lot of users are moving from tape to cloud, and we have push a very important effort in Miria to help our users to run workloads based on cloud, even on source or as a target, and to run workload from cloud object storages. So the ability to migrate local to cloud, to share assets for collaboration with external stakeholders, but the ability to migrate from cloud to cloud. For example, you want to migrate from AWS to Google Cloud to any other cloud providers. The ability to do reverse cloud. You see your cost exploding because you have done the wrong choice by pushing your data in cloud, and you want to go back on-premise on an on-premise object storage. Thanks to Miria, you will be the ability to migrate and to do reverse cloud migration to be back on-prem with our solution. Another point and another use case that I see more and more these days is the backup of an existing object storage and the needs of backup for object storage. So we provide with this solution also the ability to backup an object storage to tape or to archive from an object storage to tape. So very, very interesting solution. And in media especially, and in media entertainment especially, what I see is for collaboration between different studios, I see the needs raising to have the ability to synchronize a NAS on-premise to a cloud bucket. For example, I have a post-production project to run and to collaborate with other studios. I create a task to synchronize my NAS to an existing bucket to the cloud for my project and for my ongoing project. And I share this S3 bucket to other studio with who I collaborate. It's very, very interesting to have this kind of workflow and to be able to run this kind of workflow. And it's something I see a lot these days because of COVID-19 and because it's difficult to manage hardware solution, to manage LTO and so on. So the needs to push data thanks to the cloud and to migrate and to share data for collaboration thanks to the cloud. So something very important and very interesting we have available in the solution. What's next for Miria Solution? What you have seen and what we have seen together from the beginning of this presentation, Miria is a very interesting solution to manage unstructured data, large volume of unstructured data, large volume or large number of files. It's a very specific, dedicated solution to manage all these subjects: archiving, migration, backup, data movement also, for example, to import rushes from different storages to the central storage. Could be useful to replace a NERSync solution, script-based solution. And it's a very interesting solution because we have specific development, specific features for media and entertainment, support of MXF, AXF format, support of div archive, migration process, the ability to help customers or prospects to migrate from an existing front porch div archive solution to our solution. What's next for us? We will enrich the solution in coming months, coming weeks with features dedicated to run data analytics, to be able to see what I have on my different storages, file type, file size, what data I don't use a lot, and I can archive and optimize my costs on my different storages. So the data has the ability to see and to have the full cartography of all my storages. So it's a very interesting development we are focused on, and we are pushing a lot of effort. So data analytics and first data analytics features will be available in the first quarter of next year. So all customers going to set up Miria today will access to all development we will do in the coming weeks, coming month, without any extra fee. So if you decide to go on Miria today, when we will add new features, you will access to these different new features without any extra cost, extra fee. So very, very, very interesting point. And so we are working on data analytics, the ability to present and to cartography all information about the usage of your different storage to help you optimize the different workloads, to optimize the different usage of your data, and to optimize the costs and to help you reducing the cost of your different storages. So very interesting point with data analytics. On top of that, and the development we are working on also is to, thanks to AI, provide new use cases, new features in our solution. Once we have the full cartography of different storages, we're able to decide and to act for the customers thanks to AI. For example, in reducing cost perspective, tomorrow what I have in mind is that providing a solution for customers where customers will push and indicate, for example, I don't want to spend more than 1,000 euros by running my different storage a month. So the solution will optimize, and based on the different usage done of different storages, will optimize the costs provided by the customers, by the administrator of the solution, and will move automatically data from NAS to disk, or disk to NAS, disk to cloud, NAS to cloud, cloud to tape, based on the fact that the customers don't want to spend more than 1,000 euro or dollars a month. So once we have analytics available, we will add progressively features based on AI to help customers running new kind of workload, new kind of use case thanks to AI. So we are going in this direction to help customers optimize their workloads, optimize their use case, optimize the usage of the different storage they have, and optimize costs based on this different storage. By the explosion of data size, by the explosion of data numbers, it's very important and it's very difficult to manage this large volume of data, and it's very difficult to manage the fact that in an existing infrastructure, you have different type of technology with these different associated advantages and disadvantages, flash, cloud, tape, and it's very difficult today for an administrator to decide what is the most interesting and most relevant workflow to run for data optimization and data management. So with data analytics and with AI, we are developing solution we are developing. It will help customers and infrastructure and storage administrator to optimize and to manage in a efficiently process the different data and the different storages. Tiering and HSM, by the past, we have done some development and some solution based on stubs. Stubs is not relevant anymore today because difficulty of heterogeneous environment, because cloud, because tape, because latency of all these kind of storages. It's difficult to run HSM based on stub anymore. So we are working on a new generation of HSM, and all this development will be available next year and will enrich the product next year with wonderful new HSM solution without stub. Two use cases. The first one, it's NFB. NFB, it's National Film Board of Canada. The mission of National Film Board of Canada is to preserve the Canada cinematography legacy for years and for the next years. They conserved and they saved more than 30,000 films. It's more than 6,000 hours of content. And all this content is available on a website for all Canadian citizens to let them access to all movies produced by Canada in the past years. So very interesting customers. It's the oldest customer of Miria, and National Film Board of Canada buy his maintenance contract 10 years by 10 years. They don't do 1 year after 1 year. They buy their maintenance and they have trust in Atempo and in the Miria Solution by buying and renewing their contract 10 years by 10 years. So very, very interesting customers for us. It's more a partner now than a customer. And we work with them to provide them the best solution to save the cinematography legacy of Canada for years and years, and to help them to give access to the cinematography legacy to all Canadian citizens. So very, very important customers for us, and very interesting use cases because they have integrated Miria in their existing workflow. They use Miria to archive data and to manage all metadata in a central point. We manage different kind of storages, NAS platform, object storage, SODA, LTO, and very large numbers of tape and SODA with a single setup of Miria. And we use and we help them to integrate it in their own website to give access to all Canadian citizens through an online website. So very, very important and very interesting solution we use and we push to the National Film Board of Canada. Eclair Preservation. Eclair is a French cinema laboratory, and it's a very interesting solution and very interesting use case because it's a migration from a div archive front porch setup. So Eclair came to us more or less 1 year ago, with the needs to migrate an existing Div Archive front porch because they are stuck with Div Archive. They have to change their infrastructure. They want to migrate from LTO 5 or 6 to new generation of LTO. They want to change their existing archiving solution. So we have moved with Eclair. We have worked with Eclair to help them to migrate their existing 4 petabytes of data spread on 8,000 of LTO tape, and to migrate from Div Archive to front porch. And we have run the migration with them in more or less 1 week to migrate all the assets existing and archive in Div Archive to our solution. In their needs, they have also the needs to keep the integration of their existing MAM, because they have done a lot of development based on this media asset manager, Limecraft. So thanks to the very well documented documentation we have provided, they have done the integration in less than a few days between Limecraft and Miria Solution. Now, today, we manage more or less 1 century of movie legacy in a single central archiving system, Miria. We have existing workflow to archive data and metadata driven by their own MAM, and they have a 0% timeless migration from Div Archive because no retrieve and re-archiving manual process to execute. So very interesting workflow to illustrate our ability to migrate from an existing Div Archive front porch setup to Miria, and to help a customer doing a quick change of archiving solution with our help and with our partner help to run it. To do a quick synthesis of all we have discussed today. So key features and benefits of our Miria solution. Miria help us to provide an high-performance scanning process to move large volume of assets, billions of files, petabytes of data. We have a fast scan feature available for all major NAS and large file system. I haven't talked about fast scan. What is fast scan? When you do archiving, migration, backup, you have to scan the source platform to identify all changes. When you have a few terabytes, it can be quick. When you have thousands of files, it could be quick. But when you start to manage petabytes of data, millions of files, billions of files, it takes time, and in sometimes more than a few days to scan the source platform. With FastScan, we have developed specific connector for all major NAS and large file system to identify in a quick operation all changes between the current task and the current running task and the previous one. Like this, we, instead of rescanning the full file system, we ask directly the NAS platform or the file system platform for changes, and we are able to run incremental operation with a quick scanning operation, because we haven't to scan the full file system. We ask just the source platform for changes. So FastScan is very important, very interesting solution, and FastScan connector are available for Cumulo, Izilog, NetApp, Huawei, and Nutanix for files, GPFS, and Lustre today. So we cover a lot of existing NAS platform with FastScan, and like that, we help our customers, partners, prospects to run incremental backup or incremental archiving process or incremental migration process easily. It's an hot scalable solution because if you need more performances or you have more volume to manage because your business is raising, it's easy to add data movers without any reorganization of your architecture, of your infrastructure. Just adding data movers, new components, to move data and to optimize data movement and to optimize performances during data movement. So very interesting solution, because the volume you have to manage today, it's not the volume you will have to manage tomorrow. So if you choose Miria today, you can be you can easily see the future without any troubles, because the solution, Miria Solution, is totally scalable, and you can manage the performances and the volume raising. Miria is a solution accessible thanks a user interface, CLI, web services, and API. So you can easily integrate Miria in your existing workload without rethinking all your infrastructure and all your workload and all the development or your MAM solution you have already in place in your infrastructure. Last point, and not the least, the ability to have all information in a central unique database, even if you have thousands of steps, even if you have spread your data in different cloud provider. All data and all metadata describing your data are in a unique central database. Miria maintains all files history, ACL, specific metadata, customizable metadata in a central and unique database, and all this information are available in a UI or CLI web services and so on. So very important. And the last point, and very important for your activity, is the ability to provide an hot standby solution to be able to push a solution, an archiving solution, without any risk of interruption. So very complete solution, very interesting solution for media entertainment market, because I imagine we covered correctly all the workloads you have to fix and to manage in your company. So Miria Solution, very complete solution for to manage large volume of data and to manage large volume of data in the media entertainment vertical market. I've finished the presentation. Have you any question to ask? And I will answer it with
Thanks,
pleasure.
Louis. Thank you so much for that interesting session. Before we get to some questions, I would just like to introduce Manoj Madhavan. He's the editor of the Broadcast and Film magazine, which is the official online publication of the Broadcast India show, and he will be moderating the Q&A session for us today. Manoj, over to you.
Hi, Louis. First question is, in feature films, the amount of data archiving is huge. How does Miria help in the storage of large volume data of movies?
So we have different features. One interesting is deduplication. If you have large volume of data to manage and large volume to archive and to manage with data with Miria, we have features to help you reduce the volume to manage by deduplication. But to manage also large volume, we have the ability to add data movers and to spread the load on different data movers to optimize data performances and data movement performances.
Okay, because the thing which you mentioned about the National Film Corporation of Canada, we have a similar project undertaken by the Films Division in India, which is trying to archive all the entire movies that they have.
Okay, great, interesting project. I will enjoy to help you to answer it and to manage it.
Coming to the second question, cloud storage remains very important.
So sorry, I'm afraid that I haven't understood the question.
But the cloud landscape is changing. We are seeing a move towards a more hybrid storage model. The question is that cloud storage remains a very important, but the landscape is changing. We are seeing a move towards a more hybrid storage model. How do you view this development?
Today we have the ability, we are fully storage agnostic. So if the landscape is moving, if today the direction is to go on cloud, and tomorrow the direction is to go on-prem, and in 10 years the direction will be to push it in other technology of storage, for us, it's not very important. As a Miria solution, it's designed to be storage agnostic. So as you have seen, we are compatible with all with 90% of technology and storage platform available on the market, on all different protocol available on the market, Swift, S3, SciFS, NFS, and I forgot someone, but some few. So even if technologies change, even the landscape is moving, even if the technology is changing, if you start using Miria, we provide you the solution to be storage agnostic and to move your data efficiently, to move your data easily. And if tomorrow you decide you have archived petabytes of data on tape and you decide to move to cloud, Miria can handle the data migration without any interruption for your business, and the ability to have the archive moving and the data archive moving without any interruption. So even if the landscape is moving, even if technology is moving, it's changing, we have the ability to manage different technology in one solution, in a central solution. So for me, it's the important point to keep in mind is that Miria is storage agnostic, and we are compatible with all technology, storage technology available on the market today. So if you decide to change, if you you want to change of storage technology, thanks to Miria, you can do it easily without any troubles, without any issue, and we can help you to move easily from one technology to another. So if you decide to choose Miria today, you can apprehend the future without any troubles, because we will help you to move even if market push you to cloud, to tape, or to anything.
Coming to another question, most of the news channels and animation VFX studios in India do not have a well-developed IT infrastructure. Do you see this as a bottleneck, or do you see the situation changing?
No, because as we have seen, the solution is fully open. So I have seen customers in media entertainment and, for example, small studio without any important infrastructure, beginning with Miria alone in a standalone mode without doing any integration with a little and small NAS. And by years and years, they have evolved their own infrastructure. They have decided to buy a media asset manager. They have decided to plug the solution with our website. And with days after days, they have evolved a solution. And as Miria is fully open, they have been able to manage their own business evolution without rethinking any time they have changed their infrastructure, they have evolved their business, rethinking to change Miria. Thanks to Miria, as Miria is fully open, you can start only with the UI and a few storage platform, and days after days, weeks after weeks, following your business, you can evolve, enrich, enlarge your usage of Miria, your integration of Miria in your own infrastructure. So for me, no bottleneck. I said before, we are storage agnostic. We are fully open, UI, CLI, web services. So it's easy to use Miria as you are a small studio, but as you are Fox, 20th Century Fox. It's very, very interesting solution and a very scalable, open, and flexible solution.
Coming to the last question, how does Miria score over its competition in terms of cost and technology, India being a cost-conscious market?
So we have different pricing model depending the usage, depending the workload. We don't push the same pricing model for migration and for backup and for archiving. So depending the different workload you want to achieve, we have different pricing model. And very important solution. Atempo doesn't push solution in a direct way. We are fully channel. We have partners pushing our solution, and in a lot of times, Miria is a bundle, and Miria is pushed in a bundle of solution hardware and software. So it's difficult to push a price, to give a price. But it's fully adapted to the market. We are pushing our solution. We have customers in India for years and years, and IT Simple, our preferred partner in India, help us to deliver our solution in India. So we have a lot of experiences in India. We have a lot of customers in media entertainment in India. So I imagine we have the very cost adapt pricing model for Indian customers. And I think with our partner IT Simple, we have found the correct pricing model to push solution in India.
This is Benjamin. I'm actually the territory manager from Atempo, covering India. Now, just to add what Luis had,
I'll just take one last question.
Yeah. Can I just talk about the pricing? Just a short add-on. So we are priced by volume, so you can actually start small, and as your company grow, you can buy more.
Yeah. Please carry on, please.
Yeah. So that's about it. In the pricing model, do contact ITS, and we are volume based, so you can always start small, as mentioned, right? Please carry on, Manoj.
So, Manoj, just to add to what this is Kamal Gulati. I am responsible for ITS in India, and we have.
So the last question is: what is the model to store large data?
Manoj, was it?
Yes, please.
I am not audible.
Sorry, Mr. Kamal, carry on, please.
No. So what I was saying is that in terms of just to enhance,
you're audible. Please carry on.
So I'm just to add to what Benjamin was saying a while back. If the volume is really large, we can even talk about a subscription model also. So we can even always look at, because a lot of time customer says we don't want to. We have typical model which is we give license plus annual maintenance. But for some real large customer, we have even done subscription model. So for some customer that is an important way to do it, and the volumes are really large, we can really look at multiple different ways. Or if you're moving from front porch to Atempo, and if you have got those kind of constraints, we can always look at in what ways we can take care of it in case you've already invested in some competing archival solution. So please feel free to get in touch with us, and we can work out something which is mutually beneficial. Thank you.
Thanks for comments. Last question, or we have finished?
Okay, so I'll just come to the last question. What's the model to store large data? How different is Atempo from other cloud platforms?
We are not a storage provider or cloud platforms. Keep in mind, we are a software solution to help you move data from a point to another, archiving, backup, or migration, whatever the workload you want to achieve. We are a software solution to help you to move data from a storage to another. As I said, we are storage agnostic, so you can choose a cloud provider, you can choose your NAS platform, you can choose your object storages, and we will help you to move data and to create workloads to move data from a point to another. So Miria is not a storage provider. We are a software solution to move data, and we are fully open, storage agnostic, secure, and flexible to help you managing data growing.
Thank you, Louis. Over to you, Pranali, for the next proceedings.
Thank you so much, Louis and Manoj and the entire team at Atempo and IT Simple. Actually, this has been quite an interesting session with a lot of knowledge sharing, and I hope all of you enjoyed that. What I will also tell all of our attendees today is that since you guys are already on the Swapcard platform, please feel free to look around. You can go to the partners section and look up Atempo and connect with the team there for any more questions that you have. They will be more than happy to take you through any specialized questions that you guys have directed for them. To end things this evening, we at the Broadcast India Show would once again like to thank Atempo for making this session possible. Their support in putting this webinar has been really helpful for us. So thank you all today for logging in. Do remember that the Broadcast India Show platform is live for the rest of the year, so feel free to log in at your convenience and continue the networking. Yeah. Follow us on all our social media channels for more updates on all the activities that we will be having on this platform. Stay safe, take care, and thank you all, and have a really good evening. Thank you.
Thank you for attending to the session, and thanks for the organization.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. We appreciate it.